posting auntie, besides money, what's that one thing that would motivate you to fall for a man? I want to ask Bebe Cool. Besides beauty, what motivates you to fall for a woman?
Obviously, brains, patience. I think, to me, those are the most important. If you have a brain, I'll definitely see how you use it. And if how you use it does help me think twice about what I'm doing. Because that's how I made a choice of the same lady. Yeah.
Because you don't know what I'm thinking. Because the head is inside. Physical appearance. Okay.
The physical appearance tells much lot about a person. That's why you see when I go out there and work out, okay? When you walk around and see how Bebe Cool looks like, most of the time I hear people say, hey, yeah. So before I even say anything, you'll be able to say so that's the first step. Then you say the first word, hi. You'd see the demeanor. Then the first conversation, I don't need 10 minutes to know that this lady has common sense or has a good brain. I need only 2 minutes.
Yeah. When you started working out, Zuena ile motivating uncle. Alpha, posting
of course, beauty is a key motivator. Most especially as we are married, okay? There is no way I would not look at my wife looking nice and I don't get inspired to look nice. Otherwise, the simple thing is, she looks very beautiful, she gets up, she looks at herself in the mirror, and you with your very big stomach, you're still laying down. So when she walks to the bathroom, it is your turn to get up, stand up, walk, look at yourself in the mirror, and sincerely speaking, see if she's telling you the truth. Most women keep telling their men, honey, it's okay. But in reality, she doesn't like it. So for me, her beauty motivates me to become a better looking individual every day. Because as we grow, the most important thing is to keep our family together. And it all starts in the bedroom. Yes, it's so that I actually would want we should have a show that can be extensive. Because my album, Break the Chain, has so many components. So that's one of the components. So I should also have that conversation with you based on the same questions, and we elaborate much more.
Peace.
Okay, I'm going to pass the mic over to Mr. Henry. Just this last... Like literally asked everything. You've asked about family, you've asked about music, they've talked about the evolution, we talked about motivation. Never really a discussion here.
The most, like, it was a dream, but I also felt that I could make it happen, to embark on motivating people or helping people to find the reason to be motivated. So I have come up with an idea of having a motivation week every year, and that week will always come immediately after Valentine's Day. So this is a week where you ask people what motivates you. Imagine you, ladies and gentlemen who work on media. That is the most constructive week that you can use to help people come up or find themselves. Because you see, most people will think that pain is meant for crying. No. So that's basically it. And about kugama mu Luganda, kuba Luganda baffe bali ku Sanyuka TV.
Thank you.
And tujjanga kubeera ne motivation week. Ejjanga kuba week eyo oluvannyuma lwa Valentine's Day buli mwaka. So nga bwe tubadde nga ne list, era tujjanga kukola promo okutambula all over nga tubuuza abantu ebibamotivatinga oba okubayamba okufuna ekintu ekinamotivatinga ave mu mbeera kyalimu.
Uncle Bebe, Brido Gabasho, Pada, Flora,
Yenesija. Yes.
We can go wait for it.
100% yes.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to say, when do we begin? Okay, this is my working out schedule. I work out 5 days a week, minimum 4. I work out in the morning, 9 to 11. If I miss my workout in the morning, I have to compensate it at 5 or 6 in the evening. What's your workout schedule?
I do 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, I rest Wednesday, I do Thursday and Friday.
So
11 to 1.
Okay. I can fit into 11 to 1. Where do you work out from?
Gym and Joget.
Yes, guys. Yeah, Kati, now that one is a done deal.
What's your
do
favorite parts of your body to work on? Because usually men are into upper body.
When I was young, it was the upper body.
Yeah.
But now it's the lower body. Lower body is so important because that's where all the energy that applies from the upper body comes from.
Yeah.
So of course you can see that I'm now losing on my upper body weight, but I'm gaining a lot of energy in my lower body for purposes of maintaining, being able to carry my weight, being able to be fit.
Yes.
You need, even before you walk to gym, you need the legs. Yeah. So the lower body is so important.
And you see, most people don't understand how important working out is, especially for your mental health.
Exactly.
So perhaps maybe when they hear it from a man like you, they will listen.
I must tell the country that the only way I would have survived the hardships that I've been through in my life, in my music, it has been because I work out. If I wasn't working out, the amount of stress I would have contained or I would have had would have had me dead. Every time I work out and I sweat, I go take my shower, I am extremely fresh, my brain works 10 times faster, I solve more questions after workout, and when I get fatigued, I can't do anything. So that's the difference. So people who don't work out are fatigued.
Yes.
While those who work out, the brain is, actually the science is very simple. The faster the brain, this is what I say. When you work out, blood moves faster. So there's more oxygen going through the brain. So the brain is getting much more oxygen in a short period of time. The more oxygen the brain gets, the more activity, or however much you stress it, it will be able to resolve all your issues. Maybe Muluganda, it's a very important question. Workout ekuyamba okujjako stress. Kiri practical. Working out, omusaayi gweyongera okudduka mangu. Buli bwe gudduka amangu, gutambuza oxygen nayingira brain. Buli omusaayi guyingira gulina oxygen, ogufuluma gumuleseemu. Kitegeeza the more oxygen gy'okompilinga mu bwongo, the more obwongo gye bufuna ekyokulya kyabwe kibayita oxygen, ate ne bukola more better.
Ate ndowooza ekintu ekirala abantu kye batategeera, people that don't work out. The industry that we are in, drugs is a very big problem.
Looking good. Because when you work out, you look good.
Yes.
So when you look good, you
Speaking about gym, what kind of food do you eat, Bebe?
At my age, of course, I cut down on eating everything. I don't eat red meat, but that's a purpose of gout. But I do have one meal a day. I have it at 4 o'clock, between 3 and 5. I have only 8 windows of snacking, 8-hour window of snacking. I do intermittent fasting 4 times a week, 16 hours. So if I eat my meal at 4, I will have my breakfast at 8 in the morning. Between then, nothing goes in the tummy. But that is now, because the body has started to wear out. But as you're young, you can be allowed and allow yourself to do things so that your body can be able to exercise its right to destroy those things. So, I really appreciate the fact that Douglas have these people here. But I also want to ask them some questions, sure. I lived alone and my mother lived alone. Of course, with the history of people knowing that my father was a politician and my mother was a tailor on the street. So those two financial budgets are totally different, but I grew up with my mother. So as I grew up on this other lower side of finances, I saw the good and what I wanted. Everything I admired was on the other side. So I had a lot of pain as an individual because I said, why not live like my siblings and everybody? So it began like that. So the pain that I had inspired me, motivated me to work towards crossing the line between me and the other side of my family. Now, as I grew up also, I am lucky to be coming from Uganda. I'm proud to be Ugandan because, as you know, Ugandans are very resilient people. They're hustlers, they don't stop. So we have that resilience that must be understood in one way or another. We should inspire people or motivate people to understand what motivation means and what motivation can do for you as an individual, as a country, as Africans, as Ugandans, as East Africans. We must allow or push for people to understand the importance of motivation. You have to have something to motivate you in life so that you can move from where you are to move to the next step. So I come up with this idea. Lucky enough, I had always wanted to sing a song called Motivation. But at this point of my life, it's important that I drop statements, I do certain things that can impact massively onto the people of Uganda. So I dropped the statement to one of my writers, joined me, and we thought about so many things during that time. And one of those most important things is coming up with a motivation week. A week that comes once every year, and then we also have affirmed that we will have that motivation week every after Valentine's Day, where people have to move around and ask. You can ask your family, you can ask your sisters, your brothers, you can ask anyone on the street what motivates you. So that is the week that we're heading at.
So every year we'll, just the way you have the Bebe Cool list, every after Valentine's Day is motivation week.
Yes, where everyone can ask anyone for their own good, what motivates you? You can have that conversation. Media personalities would be the best to lead this conversation because in that question you can help people find what motivates them.
So oli waba blogger nga yo omulimu gwe gwa kusabula mu motivation week emundu aziwumuza.
Exactly.
Flora, obulidde. Okay, I'll go to Brian Wako. Brian Wako, kibuuzo ki ky'olina?
Okay,
Born Moses Sally, I want you to motivate people out there as an individual. How have you managed to be relevant in this music industry for this long, topping charts for all the time you've been in the music industry over time?
Having a plan was always one, it was my first most important thing. When you have a plan, it's easy and you make sure that you stick to it. Okay? So I always had a plan to be one of the best artists in the world. I always had a plan to be successful. Now, the next question is, what do you need to be successful? So as long as your plan is to be successful, then that means that everything you have to do has to equate to success. Meaning, I'll give you, if you want to be successful in life, you can't do drugs. So I put drugs aside. If you want to be successful in life, you have to have a wife or a husband. Get married. When you get married, respect your wife. Have children. Take care of them. Look after them. Educate them. If you want to be successful in life, you have to have friends. Good friends. For you to have good friends, you have to be a good person. You have to sacrifice. You have to care so that people can put an eye. So that all became my point. So as long as you have that plan. So how does Bebe Cool motivate people? The question is, you can see from the pain, from my story, given the bullets, given the bombs, given the hate that had been created on me, which is no longer there, given the misconception that was created, but I persevered through that pain. So pain is what really motivates me. So whoever is watching can use their pain to get out of that bad situation.
Thank you so much. Mr. Henry, yes.
Thank you so much. I think after 25 years in the game, it's only fitting that Rasta really motivates us. But my major interest now, byeyegomba kuyimba. When it comes to motivation, you said you got the word, you got a writer, and I did a song. So, are we having the song today? And what can you tell us about the song, producer, and everything? We are really looking forward to hearing the song.
Let me say that it's a two-in-one. I'm very lucky that, again, because I had the idea, it happened to come in at the right time. So here comes the creation of the Motivation Week, and here comes the reality that we have written a song called Motivation. So, and that's what I wanted to really look at and inspire people with the sound, because there's continuity that we need. Yes, we have a beautiful song called Motivation on the Break the Chains album, and now we are going into that week of motivation where all partners, friends, people, family can now focus and find out if they have some fire burning inside them, because the motivation thing is fire within you, what pushes you. So yes, there's a song.
So yes, there is a song.
Douglas, katono nyo,
yes.
Eba nafe abali kutu abakusanyuka TV.